loves, welcome back to my Kitten Reads. I'm Eleanor and this is my Dewey's Reverse Readathon vlog for July 2023. So the Readathon started at 10 a.m. this morning. It is now 5:15 in the afternoon, which is a really strange time to start the vlog. But so I had plans. So I had a 10:30 exercise class, which was an hour. And then I had a short break in between before I had to leave to go to the theatre, which was starting at 1:30. So yes, vlogging didn't happen for the first part of the readathon, but I have been reading a bit. So I've been listening to one of my current audiobooks, which is Lucy Worsley's non-fiction biography, Jane Austen at Home, which I've been listening to for like most of the month maybe, but I'm probably under an hour and a half left to go, so I'm getting close to finishing that. I have also been reading, I've been rereading recently some Jane Austen variations, and so today when I was not walking and not doing anything else but sitting and waiting on train, at the theatre, etc., I managed to finish off my reread of Mr. Bingley Takes Charge by Shana Grandison, which is one of the Takes Charge series, which is not really a series in that it's sort of like they're all individual standalone novels and variations, but each one is a different character, a different minor character from Pride and Prejudice taking charge of their own destiny. And so this one was Mr. Bingley, which I have read before, but yeah, it was fun. So I finished that because I was reading that when I came home and I wanted to eat and read some of that, and I was so close to the end that I figured I may as well just finish it before before filming. So that's how we're only starting to film after like a third of the readathon. But yes, so that's what I've read so far. I finished that, and I've listened to a lot of the Lucy Worsley. The next thing I'm actually going to pick up, which wasn't on my plan but now is A Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting by Sophie Irwin. This was a Christmas present from my bestie, hi, which I hadn't got around to reading yet, as happens with a lot of Christmas presents. I'll get to them one day, I promise. But I actually got a text message from said bestie today asking whether I was interested in the sequel. So which my response was, I haven't read it yet, but I will. But it's a gorgeous edition, that's the thing, and she's got an opportunity to get the sequel and the matching edition. So yeah, we're going to read this. So I think it's like a Regency romance. Yeah, so I'm not entirely, I don't know a lot about it, but it does, well, it's got a Jane Austen quote in the front. So yeah, I'm going to go with Regency romance. So yeah, I don't know a lot about it, but it looks gorgeous. And since I've been reading Regency romance variations and Jane Austen's biography, it seems like a good one to pick up actually to go with the theme. So that's what I plan to read next. Time for an update. It's nearly 8 o'clock in the evening, so it's been a little under 3 hours. I have managed to read 150 pages of A Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting. It's very amusing. I don't think the main character, Kitty, is quite my favourite kind of character. She's a bit too brash and practical, hard-nosed for my type of character, but she's still very amusing, and I can see where this is going. And a lot of the side characters are very amusing as well. I'm actually quite liking her sister Cecily, and I'm going to laugh so hard if what I think happens will happen. It might not, maybe that's a sequel, I don't know. But yes, it's essentially a bit of a farce, but it's a very self-aware farce, and it's a farce that doesn't hide what it is. It's a romp, basically. A romp through literally fortune hunting, because parents have just died, fiance's dumped her, and she's got 4 younger sisters to support and her father's debts to deal with. So yeah, she's hunting for a rich husband, and she's not ashamed of the fact that she's hunting for a rich husband. And yeah, it's all going a bit bizarre because she's just going straight ahead, and every time she sees an opportunity, she's grabbing it and just getting herself more and more tied up in knots, basically. But yes, it's amusing me greatly, and it's an easy read, so it's good. Enjoying it. Yes, but and you know, I managed to read 150 pages while still keeping an eye on the F3 sprint race, and free practice 3 for the Formula One is about half an hour away, and I should probably actually eat something. Whether or not it would be substantial, I might just go back to when I was on my way home. I bought myself a spinach and feta bread twist thing, so I might just have some more of that rather than actually make something. But yes, enjoying myself, reading a bit. It's all good. Update later. So it's 10 o'clock. So the readathon's been going on for 12 hours. It's halfway through. FP3 and the F1 is over, and I have finished A Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting. A romp, I believe, is the term. A romp, a farce, with the perhaps expected sudden turn to the overdramatic towards the end when it all comes to its conclusion. So yeah, it was fun. I mean, you know, I was definitely giggling out loud, and I don't often actually make sound when I'm reading, so yeah, giggling out loud is good. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure it's going to be my favoritist thing ever, like, but yeah, I do kind of want to read the sequel, which I don't think is a direct sequel. I looked it up on Goodreads, and it looks like it's got an entirely different set of characters. So, but yeah, I like the writing style, and it was funny, and it was fun. And it's another book off my TBR shelf, so yay! As to what I'm going to read next, I probably should be trying to get through my reread of Alphabet Squadron. It's definitely was on my list of things to read for this readathon. I'm not sure I'm feeling it this evening, although I might pick it up. But I'm also thinking I might continue along the Regency theme that I seem to have going, and maybe start a reread of Persuasion. I haven't reread any actual Jane Austen this year, I don't think. So, and Persuasion's like a short one. Or maybe Lady Susan, actually, because it's a little one, and I've only ever read it once. So maybe I should reread Lady Susan. So yeah, maybe I will continue on the Regency shenanigans that I have going, given that even my audiobook, which is non-fiction, is also Regency because it's about Jane Austen. Yeah, anyway, going pretty well. I'm enjoying myself. Righty-ho, it's 10 o'clock. The readathon is now over. I ended up staying up till about 2 a.m. this morning. While I was, part of it was while I was watching qualifying for Formula One. I reread Lady Susan by Jane Austen, which I'd only actually read the once, which is a little novella, which is quite the farce. It seems to be farces seem to be a thing, but it. I can never say this word properly. Epistolary, so written as letters, basically, and yeah, funny, and just like characters not entirely likable, and not entirely, and like not, they're outrageous, basically, but it was fun. And then I stayed up for a bit more and started rereading Persuasion, and then I set my alarm for 7 this morning. So I've had less than 5 hours sleep. But also, and kept reading Persuasion. But I was actually quite sleepy, and so I actually only read a few more chapters. So I'm up to chapter 9. So yeah, it wasn't the most productive morning because my eyes kept unfocusing and I kept getting sleepy. But yeah, but still, my readathon therefore is I read a good chunk of my audiobook, which is Jane Austen at Home by Lucy Worsley. So that's non-fiction. I finished my reread of Mr. Bingley Takes Charge by Shanna Grandison, which was frankly the majority of the book. It was like about like 60-70% of the book. And then I read the entirety of A Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting by Sophie Owen. The entirety of Lady Susan, and like I said, 8 chapters of Persuasion. So I did a fair bit of reading that ended up being not what I had planned to read because I had been planning to work on Alphabet Squadron. But apparently I was in the mood for Regency. So that was the theme of the readathon, Regency. So that was Dewey's reverse readathon for this year. I'm quite pleased. It's managed to boost my numbers a little bit in terms of my overall reading for the year. So I'm still behind, but I'm only like 4 books behind rather than 10 books behind. So yay. Yeah, that's been my readathon weekend. Always happy to discuss books in the comments if you want to. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.